Heading into the 2022 U.S. Open, Simona Halep was a mortal lock for tennis's Hall of Fame. 2 major titles, a stint ranked #1, a sterling reputation within the sport.
Some huge upsets on day one. What happened against Daria Sneager?
Daria Sneager, the world number 124, the qualifier, has taken out the world number 7 here, Simona Halep, a seismic shock.
But her first-round loss at that event was a prelude to a result even more shocking. She had tested positive for roxadustat, a drug used to treat anemia, best known as oxygen in a pill. Users, athletes in particular, could use it to help retain oxygen in the blood for endurance and recovery. Halep's positive test result triggered an immediate ban from tennis.
Well, 2-time major champ Simona Halep was provisionally suspended after testing positive for a PED during the U.S. Open this year.
4 years for something that you didn't do, it's pretty tough. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't cheat. I didn't dope.
I would be doing what Simona's doing, right? I would want to shout it from the rooftops. I would want the audience to see it. I would want to state my case.
What was it like for you, of all people, who in the past has been very vocal about level playing field, clean competition, no drugs in sports?
Exactly.
You were talking this talk for years. What was it like for you, of all people, to then have to face these allegations?
Like a track hits you. When I received the email, it was like, it's a mistake. It cannot be true, this one. It was a really big pain when this happened. And I never thought that I can live something like this. It was really, really difficult.
Halep was given a 4-year suspension from the sport, a virtual career death sentence given that she was already in her early 30s. She claimed the positive test result came from a contaminated supplement, a supplement provided to her from her new coach at the time, Patrick Mouratoglou. Tell me about your decision to hire Patrick Mouratoglou in 2022. How do you assess his role in this whole situation?
Well, it was not with intention that what happened. Definitely was not an intentional mistake or he wanted to make something wrong to me. No.
When you have coaches that take over your team, I call it manipulating. I don't find another word for it. I do have a hard time with the fact that, in this case, it's Patrick. I have a really hard time that there is no consequence for the team, that it's just the athlete.
I heard many voices that I was manipulated by him. That's not true. He was my coach. I always trusted the people I work with. So I really believe that if you don't trust in your team, you cannot perform at your maximum level. So I trusted. I worked with his academy, with his people, and everything was fine. So it was nothing that he offered me to take something or to give me something. No, everything was clear that about doping. So it's nothing that he did it in purpose, nothing.
Is it fair that player who tests positive serves a suspension and the team members who may have encouraged them to try the supplement don't get any punishment?
Well, this is a very, a very sensitive subject because the rules are the rules. And I knew the rules. I know that the players are always responsible for what happened. But I didn't take something. It was just a contaminated supplement, which is a mistake by the fabric. It's not anything intentional. So because I paid this, I suffered, of course, but it was a mistake.
The International Tennis Integrity Agency filed a second doping offense in May of 2023, claiming more discrepancies in Halep's biological passport, the standard baseline in an athlete's blood. The ITIA recommended a ban of up to 6 years. Halep appealed. And on March 5th of this year, the Court of Arbitration for Sport ruled in her favor, reducing her suspension to 9 months, just half of the 18 months she had already served. How'd you find out?
By phone. Howard, my lawyer, and Bogdan, the Romanian lawyer that has always been with us, they called me. We did a FaceTime, video call. And when they told me, they were so happy. I was extremely happy when they told me that it's reduced and the blood is canceled because blood was nothing about blood. And I'm happy that TAS was fair and they judged on the facts, not on the scenarios like before.
Tears brought to your knees. What was your reaction?
No, I didn't have tears in that moment. When I called my parents, I had tears because they suffered with me and was difficult for them as well because they knew and they believe that I'm innocent and I didn't do anything wrong. So with both of them and my brother, I had tears, yeah, but not like when I won Wimbledon and Roland Garros. I don't show too much emotions, but inside I feel them very strong.
Doubts creep in that you're north of age 30, it's a long suspension, maybe I should call it a career and move on.
When I received 4 years, I thought about it, I have to be honest, and I said that if it's going to stay 4 years, probably the tennis is going to be finished. But I didn't want to believe that it's going to be 4 years, so that's why I kept playing, I kept practicing, because I didn't want to retire in these terms. I want to retire on the tennis court where I started when I was 4.5, and there is my place to be when I want to stop.
Reputation has always been something that's very important to you. What was it like reading and hearing some of the comments that came out of this?
Well, reputation, I think everyone is for it, but I always been correct to tennis. I always been fair. I always been honest, and all the tournaments that I played, I treated them very important, the most important thing in my life. And tennis actually has been my life, and it still is for the moment. And I didn't even cross my mind to do something wrong to this sport, which I love. And it was tough to see people talking that I cheated, that I did wrong things to tennis. But deep down, it was good because I knew the truth. And that's why I could fight. And actually, in one day, I really believed that I'm going to show the truth. And it happened.
Your faith was rewarded.
Yes, it was, yeah.
How hard was it to you to stay in shape, keep doing your conditioning, exercise, sleep, practice, with this uncertainty hovering?
The biggest victory is that I didn't gain kilos these 2 years.
That's a big win here.
Yeah.
No weight gain.
Exactly. But I was doing gym. I was focusing more on my person than an athlete. So I was taking care of my body. I was taking care of my mental. I transformed everything into a personal lifestyle. I tried to. Was not bad. I enjoyed it. And I left a little bit the player on the side until I had the decision. And it was good, I think.
Say more. How did you work on the person?
So I just enjoyed life day by day. I never had the chance to live normal in these 25 years because I was always in the schedule, always strict, always something to do. Like the schedule was like an army, I would say. And now it was like I could go by the pool, I could go to a hair salon, I could go to do all this stuff that normal person can do it. So I enjoyed it.
What'd you miss the most?
The competition, the matches, the nerves. I told my mom that I didn't feel burns in my stomach. I didn't have pain in my body. And now, since I start to feel a little bit everywhere. And I said, okay, I'm back in business. And that's why I feel everything now.
I want to read you what you posted on Instagram after this, which is, in the midst of this challenging journey, my unwavering belief in the integrity of the truth and the principles of justice has been my beacon.
Yes.
What did you mean by that?
So integrity is, as you said at the beginning, is probably the most important thing for everybody. And I wanted just to show the truth. I fought for this. And I knew that the day is going to come, even if it took so long. I always respected tennis, and I wanted people to know, to understand, and finally to be said by CAS that I didn't do anything wrong to tennis. And this was the most important victory, and I really have it inside, and I will keep it for all my life. Even if I went through some really, really difficult moments, now I feel good that everything is clear.
Most cases, most countries, we say innocent until proven guilty. With doping in tennis, once you have that positive test, you're suspended immediately. What was that like for you?
Yeah, I think it's not the best way to treat an athlete that the whole life did only sport and actually dedicated her life to this sport, to be suspended and not being able even to go to watch a tennis match. So for me, it was probably the most heaviest feeling that I ever lived, to be like banned, not even watching a match. It's tough to describe the emotions that I had, the feelings that I had, but now I feel relieved. So I feel that it's past and I have just to go forward.
Have you thought about how the system can be improved?
I talked a little bit with the lawyers. I think, of course, I don't have the rights to say about the rules, but I think the level has to be improved. If it's just a little bit, it's clear that it's contamination. And if it doesn't help you as an athlete to enhance your performance, shouldn't be suspension there. I think also that they have to judge, they have to analyze the case and then to suspend. Because most of the players are innocent and they do nothing wrong and they lose everything. Okay, I'm 30, I have a great career. I'm honest, I had money to pay the lawyers. Some others that are not very high ranked, they don't have. And it's really difficult to manage a situation like this.
You're saying switch to a innocent until proven guilty model.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's better if they judge before to suspend like 2 years, because you lose everything and all your life is lost.
Here in Bucharest, Romania, at Jan Tiriac Stejani Country Club, Halep continues to train for a comeback she never wanted to make, anxious for her first tour-level win since 2022. Next phase, like the next stretch of your career. What are we going for?
I also talked to Darren about it, and he said that you have to take it slowly and you'll see if you can be again in the top. And I said, if I come back fully. I want top 10. And he said, okay, take it slow. Of course, always I dream big, and I am allowed to dream big. So the main goal will be to return in the top, but I need a lot of time, and hopefully my body will hang in there.
Is there one player in particular you look to as someone who's made this successful comeback?
Well, Svitolina, she had a baby and she's top 20, so it's amazing how she's doing. And yeah, we can learn from every player out there, and definitely I will look after all the players, what they did, how they did. And but, you know, all of us are different. So I have just to focus on myself a little bit to get it slowly to the rhythm.
Like what you see in the mirror these days? When you look in the mirror, you like where we are?
I'm very smiley these days, and I feel, as I said, relieved. I feel the freedom that I didn't realize this feeling before what happened. I was always in tension. I always focusing to be the best and to how to do the best things to be great in tennis. Now I see it different. I'm older, of course. I have some titles behind, so I have experience. And now I see more the pleasure for tennis. Of course, it's going to be tough to get the rhythm back, but I enjoy more, which is, I think, the best thing right now for me.
Were there elements from tennis in your career that helped get you through this?
Yes, the finals, Grand Slam finals that I lost. One of them was with Ostapenko in 2017, when I suffered 3 months like crying and kind of depression. Was not a depression, but kind of. And I saw that if you keep fighting and if you keep working, you can realize what you want and you can have it. So it helped me, and I was very perseverant, and I knew that the day is going to come.
So losing that Roland Garros final to Ostapenko, I bet you never envisioned it at the time, but that experience helped pull you through this one.
Yeah, because it was a lot of suffering in that match. I was leading the match. I felt that I can win the match, and to lose it after I lost the final before, it was really, really hurtful.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you hadn't won a major. That would have been your first one too, right?
Exactly, and number one in 2017, yeah.
What about the reverse? Are there elements of this experience you've been through the last 2 years that you think you'll bring to bear when you play tennis, you'll take on the court with you?
Well, what I learned in general after this case is that we have to live the present. In tennis, I feel that you always live in the future because you train today for tomorrow and for the next week. So always you are looking forward for the future. And now these 2 years, I felt like I have to live today because I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. So this, as in general, I think will help me to just live in the present more. And on the court, it's going to be like... I didn't experience yet just one match in Miami, but I felt really good and I felt very light, like inside. So I want just to play a few more matches and to see how this experience will help me.
That feeling of lightness.
Lightness, yeah.
Haven't had that in a while, have you?
No, even before, because I was putting pressure on myself for the results, for the titles. Always I had the desire to win. But now it was just to play the match. So it was different. And I feel light, yeah.
What else should people know? What else would you like to convey to people?
Anything we face in life, we have the power to overcome. I really believe this. And what happened to me, it was something that I never thought about it. And even if I was thinking about it, I would feel that it's really tough to overcome this experience. But I did, and finally I'm free to play, and I feel much better.